Big crowd tonight. Thanks for everybody coming out. Super excited to have Matt Faircloth tonight here speaking with us. I'm Yarusi. This is, of course, New Jersey Multifamily Investment Club. There's a lot of other things going on in the church tonight, so if you're in the wrong place, here's your chance. So I'm with Old Capital Partners. We buy large multifamily assets in the Midwest between 50 to 150 units. That's our focus. We started this group because we wanted to bring like-minded people together and really just pool resources so we can all really just grow together. We've been doing this for about 16, 17 months now. Always been a great turnout, and learned a lot from you guys. Hopefully you learned a lot as well. So raise your hands. Who's first time here tonight? Awesome. Cool. Great. So tonight, generally we dive in with one quick topic, and then we're going to dive in to have Matt come up and talk about all things related to raising private money and using that in multifamily. Tonight's topic we want to dive into has been a lot of talks about why multifamily is at the top, or it's top heavy, it's really hot out there. A lot of things going on, right? And a lot of people are talking about that. But there was a great thing put up on Multifamily U. Neil Bobwell runs a site, and I wanted to bring that in tonight and just show you guys a few data points of why there's still a lot of things that can happen, especially in 2019. And these are 5 numbers that support long-term multifamily growth. And since our projector is not the most fabulous thing in the world, I can always email this to you too, so don't be worried if you can't see it. Well, 10 million is the number up there. And 10 million is the number of new renter households increased by over 10 million in the last 10 years. So we're looking at this. We have a lot of new people out there renting, and that can go everywhere from people who are retiring all the way down to the format to millennials today. 500,000. Well, there's an estimated 500,000 new rental households per year going to be needed through 2025. So we need 500,000 households per year. In the last 3 years, we've only built 300,000. So there's a lot of areas that are still going to be in dire need. Matt's been investing in Lexington. Lexington has a lot of property constraint right now. They need places for people to rent, but honestly, they're sized in by the horse farm constraints there. So for them, the dynamics are very well for the assets to continue to have a strong value, because a lot of people want to rent, but they don't really have areas that they can build out to really catch themselves up. 15 million, that's been the rise in the single growth of the population of single people over married people in the last 10 years. So, of course, a lot of single people choose to rent before they really get settled down, can drive to a good point of why it will continue. And the last 2 numbers, we hear a lot about this. A lot of people are still into the rabbit hole of student debt. 6%. The average student debt, loan debt, has increased year over year for the last 2017, up to $39,400. That and your mortgage payment being your 2 biggest debt proponents, and it leads a lot of people really just not being able to get into a house. It doesn't lead into rent. And on top of that, the overall student debt is now at 1.5 trillion. So if you're looking at these components right here and you're worried, here's 2 suggestions. One is that you got to start somewhere. So if we're going to wait for the bottom to come, and you're going to wait till that happens, and we hear a lot of people say, I'm going to wait to get into real estate investing, I'm going to wait to start investing in multifamily, I'm going to wait to start my journey until that time comes when the market goes down. By the time the market goes down, you won't even know it happened, and you'll have missed it all. So at that point, the market will be going back up, and you'll have that same talk track, and you're never going to get going in getting your real estate investing goals off the grounds. The other point to think about that is, right now, it's difficult to find properties. It's hard to get out there, do the work, find the properties. But what is easy right now is money. It's very easy for you to go out there and find loans, to find people that want to invest in these projects. There's very easy access to find money. And if you haven't started that talk track, you just got to start talking to people, because there's the opportunities out there. However, if you get to the point where we start going down, we're going to have the other point. It's going to be the complete opposite side of the spectrum. You may have a point where you can find all these deals, but now you can't find money. No one's going to give you a loan. No one wants to put their money at risk because they just got crushed in the stock market or 401k. And if you waited for this down cycle to happen, you now haven't built out your brand, your personal brand, so people don't know who you are. If you're not out there talking about what you're doing, getting active today, then when things hit the ground, you have a hard time getting started, because really everybody's going to be running for the fences because they're going to be scared, just like things happen in the cycle. So use this opportunity to go out there and grow. Educate yourself as much as you want. And if you're out there doing a dig, I'm not going to say you're going to find a deal, but at least you're going to start building out your brands. When the opportunities start going, one, you're going to have your brand built out. So you're going to be able to find these investments, and you're going to have that track record with your partners, with your friends, with your family, with your network. You can go out there and find those deals. But two, you're really going to have that leg up on other people that have waited for that downturn. So your point here can be that learn as much you want, but don't wait for some pinnacle motion to happen for you to start getting investing. Your time to get investing can be tonight. And it can be starting that conversation, building out, finding your market, locating what kind of property you want to go after. Start, honestly, learn the terms, figuring out how to underwrite, figuring out how to go after deals. And if you can start putting all these pieces together, you'll find your momentum will really grow. So when that time and opportunity comes, one, you're going to be ready for it, and two, you're going to have the network built around you. So with that said, jump to Mr. Michael here.
All right, I'd like to introduce Matt Faircloth, our speaker tonight. So a little bit about Matt. Matt is the president and director of investments of the DeRosa Group. DeRosa Group is a family-owned business headquartered in Trenton, New Jersey. They have been investing in residential and commercial property with a mission to transform lives through real estate. Under Matt's leadership, the DeRosa Group has completed over $30 million in real estate transactions involving private capital, including fix and flips, single home rentals, mixed-use buildings, apartment buildings, office buildings, and tax lien investments. Max has an extensive expertise in connecting passive investors to lucrative investment opportunities through syndications, private loans, and joint ventures. Matt is an active contributor in BiggerPockets.com through Facebook Live, teaching webinars, and blogging. He leads the Mentorship Monday series on the DeRosa Group's YouTube channel, where he answers weekly real estate investing questions. Let's welcome Matt.
There it is. Okay, cool. How's we doing? You guys doing good? Yeah. All right, so we're going to break the ice a little bit, okay? So when I tell you guys to do it, I want you guys to stand up. And here's what we're going to do. I got to talk loud because I don't have a microphone, but that's okay. I can talk loud. So you guys are all going to just go to 12 different corners of the room based on when your birthday is, the month of your birth, okay? So if you're born in January, you're going to go stand over there. If you were born in February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and just use your head. Find, ask around, find people. Hey, is this the December circle? Okay, great. So just don't go out and make a point. You guys just kind of make it from here to there, and little clusters of birthdays, and only stand with people in your birth month. Only your month. Do not talk about the day yet. Just cluster up on the month. Okay, go.
July. What's your husband?
I don't know what he is doing. This is the participation time.
And that's Matt Faircloth. Anybody for July? July. July. Where are you going? One from you. July. Anybody for July? July. Hi. How are you? Shaniza. Very nice to meet you. Pili. July. Really nice to meet you.
July? Yeah. Fantastic. July. Awesome.
Selena.
Hey, Scott, how are you doing? July?
Oh, July. Yeah.
Awesome. July. Good. Amazing.
Are you July too?
Awesome. Good to see you again.
Likewise.
CA. Ask me as many times as you want.
May, June. Okay, July. All right. Okay. Let's hope this chair holds. All right. Eyes on me. Here we go. All right, now, everybody, is everybody in little groups? We don't have like a stray February into January's and no intermingling, right? Okay, all right. When I tell you guys to go, everybody circle up real tight with your group of months and go around in a circle and say what day, okay? Go. 1, 2, 3, go.
18.
22.
23.
25. 26.
27. 18.
24. 10.
18.
7.
23. 23.
So that means there's only like 3 cancers in the entire group.
Okay. Everybody get to go? All right. So, if somebody had a birthday within like a day or two of yours, raise your hand. All right. Okay. Raise your hand if there was somebody in your circle that had the exact same birthday as you.
Yeah. We always
Right? Right. Okay, there's one over there. You guys have that? Same birthday? Same birthday? Okay. What's that, October?
Yeah.
4th?
Why?
That's my birthday. Oh. Cool. No. All right. So here's the lesson,
anyone
guys.
who's
Who
watching this
knew
is Matt
that in this room
Faircloth
there was
talking
somebody
about
that had your
investing.
same birthday, right? We all think it's something that's unique to ours and stuff like that. I know, like Alicia Silverstone has my birthday. You know, it makes me unique. You know, Gandhi has the day after my birthday, right? So that makes us feel unique, but it's actually something that until you get to know the group that you're standing with, there's certain commonalities that you can explore when you get to know people, right? So did anybody know that you're all surprised, right? Okay, cool. Sit down, we'll talk a little further about it.
We won the game. So if anybody's joining us right now, we are talking today with Matt Faircloth at the NJMIC meetup. Big crowd today.
All right, so my friend Mark
Time to learn.
admonishing myself, I'm going to give Mark a signed copy of my book, Raising Savage. Thank you. Cool. There you go. I was getting to the person that had my wife's birthday, but then somebody had my birthday, and so I decided. Sorry, honey. So the point of this is, and this next exercise is the point of the same thing, is that it's a matter of exploring what's around you, getting to know the people around you, right? And tonight's talk is going to be about you guys looking at your current network a little differently. So let's do that. Okay? Shout it out. What do you guys see? Shout it out. What is that? Old lady. An old lady. Who sees the old lady? Okay, who sees the look? Well, what if it were a young lady that had her head turned away from you a little bit? Okay, right? What's that? It's a duck, but it's also a rabbit, right? You see this? Okay, what's this? Liar. It's a liar. It's also a man's face, right? It's always a woman that yells out, liar. See it? Liar, cursive, see it? Okay. The liar, right? Okay. The men see the face, the women see it, liar. That's what he is, right? Right? So here's the thing, guys. The old lady is your current network. This is your Uncle Charlie. This is the person you went to high school with. That is someone that you went to college with. That's someone you go to church with. That's in your bowling league. That's your next door neighbor, right? The young woman with her head turned like that is a potential investor that can help you guys buy an apartment complex, do a fix and flip, do a joint venture on a new construction deal, whatever it is. It's the same person, okay? And by you exploring your network, finding out when people's birthdays are, first of all, right? But by you exploring your networks, you can expose and turn the little old lady into the young woman with her head turned like that, okay? It's the same people. You don't have to be born in a country club. You don't have to be born with a silver spoon in your mouth, right? I've done, I need to upgrade that because I've done more than 30 million in transactions now involving private money. We're over 40 now, right? And I mean, I didn't go to an Ivy League school. I don't have a country club membership or anything like that. I'm the son of a steel worker, okay? So it has nothing to do with my background, my upbringing. I was able to do a lot of what I did in the beginning from my own network. Tonight's talk is about teaching you guys how to do the same thing. You guys in? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm a full-time investor. This is a bit about me that you guys don't know. Like, who's this guy? You know? Okay, I'm a full-time investor since 2005. I'm the author of this book, Raising Private Capital for BP. We do a lot of multifamily. We're in Jersey, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Kentucky, but we also own office complexes, single family homes. We've done about 4 dozen fix and flips. And that, so I'm not just a multifamily syndicator. We do a lot of work. What we find that we do mostly is funnel private capital into deals that make sense. Okay? Tonight's talk, I know this is a multifamily conversation for the group, but tonight's conversation is really about how to find private money and where to put it. Okay? So some of that's in syndications, and sometimes it might be in other vehicles. So I've been on the Bigger Pockets podcast 3 times, twice with my lovely wife Liz. Say hi, Liz. Hi. You know I was gonna call on you, did you? Sitting in the back trying to hide. Okay, Liz and I were on number 88, number 203 together, and I was on 289 launching this book. And I live in PA with our 2 lovely kids and my wife Liz, and I make wine. It's one of my hobbies. And I used to say, I shouldn't say I do triathlon because I haven't done one in a couple of years, so I can't say that anymore, but I do make wine. So, all right, so who's read my book? Okay, do me a favor, okay? Take 30 seconds and leave a review on Amazon. I need it. I'm getting some pressure from Bigger Pockets. The boiler room of Bigger Pockets is pushing me to get more reviews on Amazon. That's totally not true. But I'd like to have more reviews because it just helps promote the book. It helps more people be aware of it. So please, 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 with sugar on top, leave my book a review if you read it, okay? Good? All right.
No problem.
Good. Okay. For those of you guys that haven't, right now, right? Come on, it's the least you can do, right?
No problem.
Yeah. All right. So, for those of you guys that have not read it, Bigger Pockets gave me a coupon code for you guys. If you want the book, you can go to you have to go to Bigger Pockets to get that. So I'm gonna take a picture of that slide. You can go to biggerpockets.com, not Amazon. Go to Bigger Pockets and get it on the Bigger Pockets store at Live Private Money. That's the coupon code, LIVEPRIVTEMONEY.
And Matt, is it okay if we share the presentation for anybody who wants it after?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah, you have it.
if you're not worried about taking all that, we'll share it to you. Just email me.
Yeah. So there's the coupon code. Okay. All right. You can also track the DeRosa Group and things that we're up to on BP. As I said, I write an article for them every other week. You can watch our YouTube channel, which is YouTube/DeRosa Group. And obviously DeRosaGroup.com is our website. And here we go again, picking on my wife. My lovely wife has a podcast that everybody needs to check out, but it's dedicated to women, but every person should be listening to it. And it's called the Real Estate Invest Her Show. And it is dedicated towards the journey of women through the experience of real estate investing. Pretty cool, right? Okay. So, okay. I'm also not a lawyer. I'm not that guy, and I'm also not a CPA. Okay. So just bear in mind that I'm not that. You guys need these people. I'm not that person. I have these people that work with me, that I hire. Do not go online and download an operating agreement off a Rocket Lawyer for free or something like that before you go and buy a big apartment complex. Don't be cheap. Go pay the money. You know. Use attorney-generated loan documents and everything like that. Don't email me and ask me for a copy of my loan documents. Go get your own. Okay, tonight we're going to talk about active versus passive investing, okay? And in my book I talk about these 2 people. This is a deal provider, and this is a cash provider. These are the 2 elements of a private money transaction, okay? So if we look on the left, I've got the deal provider. This is someone who's bringing the opportunity to the investor, okay? And a lot of times this person over here gets discounted by people. We tend to put this on a pedestal above that. I need money, but you know what? They need a deal, okay? And look at what this woman here is bringing to the table, right? What's that represent? Her time, right? Who's on the other end of that phone, right? Realtors, her CPA, her lawyer, her wholesalers, her property manager, all her contacts, all people this person doesn't know, okay? She's running spreadsheets over here, she's doing charts, she's signing contracts. She's doing a lot of the doing that this person doesn't do. And this is as of much value as this is. So if anybody over here is thinking that if all I'm doing is bringing a deal to the table, I'm not even putting any own money in, stop it. Stop. This is just as much value as this is. Because what the deal provider does, and I talk about this a lot in my book, the deal provider provides opportunity to people who, until recently, pretty much had Wall Street as an opportunity to build their financial wealth, right? We all know you can't rely on Wall Street anymore. Sorry if there's any stockbrokers in the room, right? But the roulette wheel of Wall Street is not the only way towards financial freedom anymore. You can get to that through other vehicles such as investing passively in real estate. Okay? And it's our job as real estate investors to be educators, to teach those in our network about how they can achieve their financial goals, perhaps better through working with us than by, putting it up on Wall Street and crossing your fingers. Okay? So, somebody shout it out. What is private money? There's misconceptions. What is it?
Not from a bank?
Not from a bank. Not bad. What about hard money? Is hard money from a bank? Not necessarily. It's from a company, but it could be from an individual too, right? Okay. Private money is, and the reason why I have this slide is because I want to, thanks for letting me pick on you a little bit, because private money is not hard money, and I want to exclude that. Okay. Hard money is typically where which name?
Frank.
Sorry, Frank, you're sitting up front, so this is going to happen. So I borrow money from Frank, right? And I lend it to Julian, okay? And I mark it up, right? Hard money lenders are typically, unless they're independently wealthy and just lending out their own money, they're typically just cycling money like this. That is not private money. It's not. And the way you can tell if it's private money is it's likely negotiable, okay? If it's a transaction between me and an individual, okay? Then if I can say, what's your name? Raymond. Okay. I'd like to borrow $100,000. You have $100,000 in an IRA. Okay. So I'd like to borrow $100,000 from you. Okay. You say yes.
Yes.
Okay. But I'd like to pay you 8%. Say no. Tell me how much. 12. Okay. Can you do it for 10?
Sure.
Okay. But 10, and because it's in your IRA, I'm not going to pay you monthly payments. I'm going to pay you at the very end. Doesn't matter to you because you can't touch the money. No big deal, right?
Right.
Okay, 10. So 10%, I'm not going to make any monthly payments until the very end when the deal closes, 6 months. Deal?
Deal.
Cool, done. See? Because I was able to do that, right? I try that with a hard money lender. Try that with a bank. He didn't ask for points, and I wouldn't have given it to him anyway. But banks won't let you negotiate. Hard money lenders won't let you negotiate. You know why? It's his money. It's not theirs. They can't negotiate with those types of things, but he can. It's his. And if I explain to him the benefits of these things, he's willing to work out a deal with me, like we just did, right? I'll call you about the location. We'll put a lien on it and everything will be great. So, all right. Sources of private money we're going to talk about tonight. And you guys, I promise you guys know all three of these sources in your network once I teach you how to look for it, okay? Number one, cash. This is the easy one, right? Cold hard cash. Real estate's the second one that we're going to talk about. This is real estate equity, okay? And the other one's retirement accounts. This is one that we all know is there. We all know that that's a source of money. If you guys don't, then we're going to talk about that. But most people that have access to that don't realize that they can put it in your business yet. It's up to you to educate them, okay? Now, source number one, cash. This is the easiest one to identify because it looks like that, right? No, I'm kidding. We bought a cheap fixer-upper in Trenton where my office is for like $14,000. It's a duplex, okay? And it had on the cash, thing like that. We go to closing, and they go to give her a check, and she's like, no, it's supposed to be a cash, right? She thought that somebody was going to walk in, like Tony Soprano was going to walk in with a briefcase and hand her, and she was going to get like that. That's what she was going to walk out with, Anyway. Okay. So likely, how many millionaires are in the USA? But first of all, does a millionaire drive that? Okay. All right, we'll get back to that in a second. How many millionaires are in the U.S.? Take a guess.
3 million.
Keep going.
56
No? About 11 million millionaires as of the beginning of last year. There were 11 million millionaires in the United States. That's a lot, right? Here's the thing. There's a book called The Millionaire Next Door. You guys ever heard of that book? What they did was, this was written a long time ago, so the data's changed a little bit, but when that book was written, okay, they went and collected data from millionaires all across the U.S. You guys know what the most commonly driven vehicle of a millionaire was at that time that book was written? What?
Grand Marquis.
Keep guessing.
Ford
You're just going off that. Isn't that
Grand
who said it?
F-150?
That's it. Ford F-150. A Ford F-150, not this thing, right? This guy's probably broken another level. This guy, his expenses are $30,000 a year. Or $30,000 a month, excuse me. $30,000 a month or something like that. I've met people that drive cars like that have gargantuan houses and things like that. I'm not judging, but just because they have those types of toys does not mean that they're a millionaire, right? Okay, there's two different kinds of millionaires and investor profiles that I want to teach you guys to look for. This one's laugh. I'm laughing at my own slides, right? This one's called the millionaire in disguise. Okay, because you might not know what you're looking at unless you know how to look. And this one's called the savvy investor. Okay, the millionaire in disguise. Okay, is the person. Now start thinking of somebody in your network that you know has a good job. They probably have like some sort of a executive position at a company. They're a VP or something like that. Like Warren Buffett drives around in a Crown Vic, I think, or something like that, right? You wouldn't know it by looking at him. He's in, in a 10-year-old suit and an old Oldsmobile or whatever it is, right? But that's a millionaire in disguise. Find someone like that in your network that has a good corporate level job, right? That hasn't changed cars in 10 years. It hasn't moved. Kids are out of the house. Somebody like that takes one vacation a year, that's super conservative. That person probably has some six-figure number sitting in a CD right now, okay? Sitting in a bank CD, paying them 0.5% interest, right? You could create life-changing income for them and help them take that and build wealth with it, right? They just don't know what to do. It's not that they're, that they're ignorant or whatever. They just don't know what to do. It's your job to educate, right? This is the savvy investor, okay? Whoever's raised money a little bit may know who this is. This is somebody who has been through education, who has maybe taken some courses, has obviously invested before. This is the person that's going to ask you what your IRR is, like second question, what your internal rate of return on your deal is. That's a savvy investor. That's someone who knows what they're doing, they know what they're talking about, they're serious, and you better have your game face on when you talk to them, okay? Because they know what they're looking at, and they know how to evaluate deals, and they also have a lot of friends that know how to evaluate deals. I do not recommend, if you know this person, don't start with them, because a lot of them are very sharp, and they kind of want to eat you alive. They want to tell you no to your deal, because it's like pride. Oh, I shot down an apartment building deal today, So they're out there, and this is, a lot of times these people are like medical doctors, is like they go to a lot of conferences. Like a lot of our investors are doctors, and most of them are these guys. They're actually very sharp, and they've been to conferences where they learn how to vet deals before they go out and vet deals. It's a novel concept, right? Who can think of a millionaire in disguise right now in their network? Somebody they know, okay? Uncle Charlie, Aunt Sally, whatever it is. Who can think of a savvy investor right now in their network, right? Their ears perk up when you start talking about deals and stuff like that. Okay. The hot buttons that you want to talk about, that you want to make sure you touch when you're talking to a cash investor look like this. Okay? You want to talk about cash flow. Okay? You want to talk about, this is like especially to the IRA, not the IRA investor, excuse me, to the one that's got the money sitting in a CD. Okay? Like, did you know I can send you monthly checks? How about that? If you've got that money sitting in a CD earning 0.5% interest, I could pay you 8, 9, 10, maybe even 11 on a monthly basis. Not bad, right? You can talk about the tax advantages. Your savvy investor is going to want to talk all about depreciation. And if anybody ever asks you about a cost segregation study, that's a savvy investor. Okay? Right? They're going to want to talk to you about that kind of stuff. Okay? And it's just general and putting their money to work. Now, you've got to be smart about this. You cannot go to these people and say, hey, and Sally, how much money you got sitting in the bank right now? Right? You can't do that. You got to lead in talking about what you do and how great it is to be investing in real estate and how real estate can provide great returns for those that invest passively with us, either as lenders or equity investors, whatever that may be. Okay? Just talk about how exciting your business is, and if they show interest, then hey, maybe I can tell you more about this, right? But it's about putting their money to work. That's the hot button for the cash investors. The best deals that I find work for those with cash that are looking to put it to work in real estate is equity deals. Now this is a small equity deal. This is my very first equity deal that I did. Okay, guy that went to graduate school with my wife. I'm gonna pick on you all night. I'm sorry. I see who listening. Oh my God. Right. Oh, can you guys hear me in the back? No. You can't. Okay, that's an excuse to talk louder. Hey, how are you? It's an excuse to talk louder. All right. How about now? Well, I was picking on you, Liz. Okay. All right. So this investor was a person that went to graduate school with my wife, and she had this conversation, like just getting reconnected on LinkedIn. They scheduled a conference call, right? And she said, oh, we're got some real estate investing going on. And he said the magic words that you will hear people say sometimes, and this is when you want to, like, hey, this is an opportunity, right? The magic words are, geez, I sure wish I could invest in real estate too, but I just don't have the what? Time. Who does? I got time. You got time. Right? I got enough time to put their money to work in a partnership to build my wealth and build theirs too. Yeah, I got time for that. Right? So what this deal was, this gentleman that went to graduate school with my wife put up $50,000 in equity. We formed an LLC. He got half, 50-50 split. The $50,000, and this is in 2011, like right post-crash when the world was falling apart, when you could get real estate really cheap, right? So we bought these two homes right here. Okay, I brought in a self-directed IRA investor for $50K. We'll talk about that in a second. But he brought in $50K behind us as a loan, and we renovated these two properties. Okay, so I renovated them, leased them out. So I'm all into them for $100 grand with equity and debt. Each property rented for $950 a month. Okay, so we're at $1,800 a month in rent. Okay, no, $950 is $1,900. $1,900 a month in rent. I refinanced them, made enough to knock out the private lender, very good, pulled all my equity partners' cash back out and enough to go do another deal. So we started doing the BRRRR strategy over and over and over again with his equity. He's 50-50 partners in this deal. Okay? Now, did I trigger, you guys, this is a trick question, but I'll ask it anyway. You guys know that I didn't trigger an SEC regulation when I did that, right? Because he bought in, but I did not file that as